Secrets. We all have them. Like how I secretly don't know what a frog is. Speaking of which, what's a Minecraft? Greetings, my name is Narrator. I've managed to sit in a chair, even though you can't do that in Minecraft. That's how incredible my powers of laziness are.
And I'm Marilla. If anything, I'm overqualified to tell you about frogs. I contain at least, I'm gonna say 5.
Right.
Bin karaktersiz Mahmut. Bin karaktersiz Mahmut.
Frogs are coming as part of the Wild update. We first offered players the chance to have frogs in Minecraft way back in 2019. The swamp biome was one of the biomes you could vote for us to update next. But you chose the mountains biome because apparently snowier snow was more important to you than froggier frogs. And thanks for that, because developing mountains went absolutely perfectly and with no stress whatsoever.
When we first started thinking about swamps, we wondered what creatures to put in them.
There are plenty of real-world animals that you wouldn't like to encounter in a swamp, unless you've always dreamed of being food, like me.
I've always said you remind me of British cuisine.
Thanks, but we're not actually keen to introduce many hostile real-world creatures to Minecraft. We prefer to make our fictional mobs the dangerous ones and just pluck neutral or passive beasts from the real world.
We're a pro-nature game, and the last thing we want to do is hurt an animal's reputation from its appearance in Minecraft. We'd rather hurt it through poor dietary choices.
Sadly, that's true. Originally, we were going to have frogs eat fireflies, until we did some more research and discovered some fireflies, when eaten, make frogs croak. The bad kind of croak.
Encouraging players to feed a mob something bad for them is a mistake we very nearly made here. We certainly never made a mistake like this before.
Squawk! Chocolate chip cookies? Squawk!
Silence, Jonathan 2.
You named your parrot after your ex-husband?
Of course not. His name was Jonathan 1.
Still, at least fireflies can update their purpose in Minecraft on their CVs.
Instead, frogs will be eating the same thing I do. Slimes.
Since slimes are also a creature of the swamp, we thought it made sense. However, it has changed one of our bright ideas quite drastically.
Originally, frogs that ate a steady diet of fireflies would process them and then produce a new light source block from their... well, you get the idea.
Is that scientist we consulted when developing this still speaking to us?
Yes, but the words they're using are best not repeated here.
Obviously, a frog eating slimes and producing light makes no sense at all.
So instead, the devs decided if a frog eats magma cubes, it'll produce light, which makes perfect sense. As for why they'd eat magma, well, slimes are cubes and magma cubes are cubes. Perfectly logical.
Aren't you made of cubes?
Yes, but they eat magma, and I was recently voted coldest man alive. Some top secret concept art.
What, that's the concept art?
No, couldn't find any, so I drew this myself. What do you like most about it?
Oh, here's some actual concept art that I stole.
Mine was better.
These are the 3 currently planned types of frog, and the respective biomes you'll be able to find them in.
You might be wondering why the pale frog appears in the warm biomes, rather than, say, snow.
Nope.
Well, it's because pale frogs are more suited to hot environments than you might think. See, some African frogs turn white in the heat of the day to reflect light and keep cool.
Is that why you're so pale?
No, this is just what my face looks like after I check the ratings for episode 5. And there you have it. We hope you've enjoyed this primer on our new adorable amphibian.
And we'd also like to thank whichever fan it was who sent us these frog costumes.
Frog costumes. No one sent us anything. Oh, for cease and desist.
Finally, food!
Anıl bir çıkar. Anıl bir çıkar. Ne çıkacak bir bakalım bir çıkar.
Beni çekme.
Wow. Bir çıkart şunu. Ne yapıyor? Düşürecek mi? Anıl koca göbeğiyle vuruyor. Anıl bana bir vur hele. Kameraya vur. Tamam. Selamun aleyküm. Tekrardan hadi.
Deniz çıkartsın da aramı. Ya. Mama Ayaz gibi. Git çıkayım.
Anlamıyor ya.
Diyorsa sen çık.
Allah. Of. Ne oluyor buradan, ne oluyor? Çık hadi. Çıkmazsan adam değilsin hanım. O zaman bu videoyu gösteririm.
So the LA was originally prototyped for the Nether update, but it really didn't fit in there in the end. We still loved the idea though, and when we came to the Minecraft Love mob vote last year, we wanted to try it out on the community and see if you guys would love it as much as we did. And apparently you did, so now we're adding it to the wild update. First of all, you guys are really awesome as mod developer to start with. Here at Mojang, when we worked on a feature, we have a really high quality bar that we wanted to reach. That means that we wanted to make sure that the feature is well tested, it works in all different platforms, and also it has to fit into the existing feature that's already in the game, as well as the new feature that we're going to introduce in the future. So for that reason, we wanted to make sure that we have enough time to do it right, so we take our time. So we hope that when we release it, you guys are going to be happy to get what you get. So that's why.
The warden can smell all living entities, but it will focus on players if it finds them around it.
Fireflies was originally part of the plan for the wild update. We wanted them to be a food source for the new frogs. But then we got great feedback from you guys in a lovely community, and you taught us that a lot of species of fireflies and firebugs that are out there are poisonous to toads and frogs. And of course we didn't want to add that into our game, so we provided the frogs with a safer food source, tiny slimes. And fireflies are sadly no longer part of the plans for the wild update. We still think that the fireflies are super interesting as an idea and a concept, and they're part of our ideas library. But we don't have any concrete plans for adding them in any upcoming update. As with the birch forest, that is a little bit different. At Minecraft Live, we did show some concept art with birch forest improvements. However, concept art is not a commitment, and this time around, birch forest improvement is not something that we have continued working with.
Yeah, we make all the models in Blockbench, but ultimately they turn into code, which we can use in the game.
Bundles will not be added with the release of 1.19. There is still some issues to figure out, and we're working on it. For example, if you want to hover the bundle on touch devices to see what's in it, you can't really do that. And if you press it, you will start to move it instead. But Goat Horn will be added with the release of 1.19, and it's going to be awesome.
We gathered feedback from the community after Minecraft Live, and we saw that the community didn't love the new mangrove colors. So we thought of changing it to red mangrove wood, which is a real wood type.
That is a great question. And the answer is no, it will not. Dirt will only be turned into mud if the player intentionally wants to change it and use some water bottle on the dirt block. So the thinking here with mud is that we want it to look natural as it would in the real world, with a player or a mob sinking into the mud a little bit. This is, however, just a look. It will not affect the movement of the player or the mob. Unfortunately, we will have a little bit of parity break after release, with mobs and players on bedrock side not sinking into the mud. This is due to a pathfinding issue that we're working on resolving, and we're hoping to bring this to parity at a later release.
Secrets. We all have them. Like how I secretly don't have any secrets and have already contradicted the premise of this show. Oh well.
Greetings. My name is Narrator. I tell people at parties that Minecraft was all my idea. Well, I would if I was invited to parties.
And I'm Marilla. The alley was all my idea, apart from the design, name and gameplay.
We've had lots of bright ideas at Mojang Studios over the years. Ideas like, let's not fill the Minecraft game boxes with live wasps. And no other examples I can think of. But this new mob, the alley, might be our brightest idea yet.
Wait, what? Secrets of the Wisp? Treachery! They promised we could leak secrets about the alley, not whatever the Wisp is. Revenge. Revenge. Revenge.
Marilla, the Wisp was the original name of the alley.
Oh, how fun.
Yes, originally the Wisp was prototyped as a potential part of 2020's Nether update, but it wasn't meant to be. I'm sure we can all agree that was the most disappointing thing that happened in 2020.
Definitely. Another name we considered during this prototyping stage was Pixie.
What a coincidence! I was originally called Pixie.
No, you weren't.
Okay, fine. I was just trying to impress you.
And it worked! The original elevator pitch for the Wisp way back during the prototyping stage was a mob that can hold an item. Well, even I can't do that.
Nor me.
Why not? You have hands. Sort of.
Yeah, but I just can't be bothered. We struggled to think of what the Wisp's purpose in Minecraft could be. But when we saw how cute it looked holding an item, well, you'd have to be a heartless monster to not want that in Minecraft.
It's not that cute. Not as cute as I am in my anime spin-off.
Marilla, we signed a lot of legally binding documents stopping us from ever mentioning that again.
Oh, fine. In 2021's Minecraft Live mob vote, the LA won with 51%. But why do we even have a mob vote anyway? Just to hurt the other mob's feelings?
Well, whenever we add things to Minecraft or make updates, we usually look at what we think the game is lacking and prioritise that. For example, we thought the Nether was deadly and depressing, but we thought it would be more deadly and depressing, so we made the Nether update. But the thinking behind the mob votes was, well, who are we to decide what Minecraft features we should prioritise making next?
Professional game designers?
But it's still nice to get the community involved. And for the delay, a mob we loved but hadn't managed to implement, such a strong win helped show us that we were working on something the community really, really wants.
Should we do a poll to see if people want us to keep making this show?
Definitely not.
If you give the LA an item, it will leave you and return with more of that item. Yeah, I've pulled this scam before.
And yet I'm the one in prison. Let's look at some early concept art. This item fetching mechanic was established from the very beginning and has strict rules. The LA can only fetch you dropped items, and it can't open chests or mine resources for you.
We want the LA to be helpful, but we don't want it to play Minecraft for you. Otherwise, you might be free to stop playing for a while and discover there's more to life.
Yes, we can't have that. Mining blocks is also a big no, because outside of a few exceptions, modifying the world is something we only want the player to do.
Letting the LA open chests would also get tricky. There'd be nothing stopping them from raiding your chests and then gifting you with your own stuff.
What's wrong with doing that? I do it all the time.
Okay, let's look at some early LA footage. This is the mob in its Wisp days, where we experimented with having them drop the items they collect onto hoppers.
We started debating how we could get them to go to a hopper. Blackmail certainly didn't work. And that's when the musical solution first came up. Here's some early test footage of us making the Wisp enjoy music. Rock on, you crazy diamonds! I'm so
So the musical connection developed organically as we experimented with how dropping items could work. And now we have a mob that loves music.
Oh ho ho! A music lover, are we? Then how about I treat the LA by playing us out with my latest musical masterpiece?
How about you don't?
If you've heard rumours that this song contains 6 rap solos, relax. It actually contains significantly more. And what? Secrets. We all have them. Like how I secretly thought I was auditioning to be in Minecraft and told all my friends that I was going to be in Minecraft. now they're not speaking to me. Greetings, my name is Narrator. They say it takes a village to raise a child. That's why it's actually a good thing that I spent my childhood being constantly abandoned in villages.
And I'm Marilla, also known as Banksy. I've said too much. Let's talk about Minecraft NPCs.
Did you say NFTs?
Absolutely not.
Added in 2011, but you couldn't trade with them and they didn't even make any sounds. That's a Minecraft debut almost as pathetic as mine.
Minecraft's plenty morbid already, without a bunch of abandoned towns depressing up the joint. So initially, villagers were added just to make villages a bit more lively.
The dilemma we faced was giving villagers something to do that wouldn't take away agency from the player. Even a lazy, untalented player like myself. A man too lazy to proofread these scripts before reading lines like that aloud.
To give meaning to their empty lives, we gave villagers the ability to trade with you. Originally, the plan was that you would drop something, the villager would pick that something up, and then throw something new at you in return.
The only problems with this trading system were that it was kind of hard to know what you were buying until you received it, and how much it cost. Oh, and the crippling head injuries, I suppose.
We had to come up with a way of teaching the player how trading worked in-game. But giving the villagers dialogue was an option Mojang Studios never considered. After giving me the ability to talk, they for some reason never wanted to make something that could speak ever again.
We considered thought bubbles, like this one. But these proved hard to implement, and we consider circles in Minecraft blasphemy. And do you really want to have a direct window into the twisted mind of a villager? Some things humanity just wasn't meant to know.
We eventually figured out trading, and in 2019 introduced the Wandering Trader. Let's see some early designs. This villager has managed to escape the confines of a village and explore the overworld. Still a trader though, so I suppose the loving steel grip of the free market truly is inescapable. Hooray! Let's see what they're offering. Anyone want to trade me a sword so I can teach this rip-off merchant a sharp lesson?
The Wandering Trader's wares are the result of 3 design choices. Firstly, they were meant to offer items from biomes that players might not have access to.
Oh, really? This one in the desert tried to sell me sand and successfully sold you sand.
Yes, well, that's the fun of randomly generated world design. Perhaps you just encountered them in the middle of scavenging sand to sell elsewhere. And I'd appreciate you not bringing up some of my questionable investment decisions on the show.
Give me all your sand and I'll think about it.
Deal.
Wandering Traders were also designed to be a way for pacifist players to buy items that would otherwise be challenging to gain peacefully. Like gunpowder, because there's nothing suspicious about a pacifist wanting to obtain gunpowder.
Wandering Traders have also become a way of us putting new items in the game that don't have a final location decided upon yet. So these traders basically travel the world hawking homeless Minecraft items.
There are worse ways to make a living, like what we do.
Yeah.
To be clear, villagers are not a design compromise. They don't talk for the same reason they don't build. They're a blank farming canvas because we want the players to use them to tell and craft their own stories.
Like the story I often roleplay, where I live in a town full of people that don't immediately move away when I arrive.
The Village and Pillage update finally packed the villagers' lives with purpose by giving them a wide variety of jobs.
Jobs like butcher and fisherman. You know, the kinds of jobs an elitist snob like myself would never do.
I can't believe we're not getting another series. We're so likeable and relatable.
Indubitably. Which reminds me, if you're a villager watching this, get back to work.
Hi there, friends. Come to congratulate me on being so much richer than you.
No, stop! Leave my beautiful money alone! I need that to buy more sand.